We are here with Heather Sharp. Heather Sharp is not only a mom, an author of a book, but she's also a pilot. And when I say pilot, she's not a pilot for just like any just jet. She's a pilot for a Delta Airlines, correct?
Right.
That is huge. Like that's over how many passengers you have to fly with that?
Thank you. So 148 in the A320,
Holy cow.
but I used to fly the 747. So we took 418 of our closest friends with us.
Oh my goodness, I love that. That's crazy. So your mom is a bell racer and your dad was a huge vet, right?
Right.
Okay, and how did you get started in becoming a pilot? Because that's two different fields right there.
Exactly. Career day at high school, since rodeo star or horse trainer was not a box I could check.
I feel your pain. Yes.
Yeah. I thought, oh, flight attendant. And thankfully, the career counselor said, have you thought about being a pilot? I said, oh, no, they don't let girls do that. And that was in 1983. And she said, yeah, they do. And the following week, my dad was doing a vet check. He was a veterinarian to American Rodeo Show to go to Japan. Bob Cook had this rodeo show and loaded up the roping calves, the roping steers, the bucking bulls, bucking horses. And my dad had to do a blood test on all the animals.
Goodness.
And so I was helping my dad, and we had to shut the operation down while the pilots came. And I'm looking up the pilots, and they invited me up there, up to the cockpit. And they go, what are you going to do with your life? I said, well, I'm not sure. My teacher wants me to be a pilot. And I said, but this looks hard. Is this hard? They go, oh, no, this is easy. You push forward, the houses get bigger. You pull back, the houses get smaller.
Oh my gosh.
He goes, any idiot can do it. Look at our captain here. And I thought, this is what I want to do. Because the atmosphere, the way they were teasing each other was so much like cowboys. And they knew when to be serious and when to be funny. So I sucked.
I love that though. That's great. I love how you just took a whole different path. That's awesome. Okay, so I went over the fact that you were an author of a book. So I want to tell you more about that. What's your book? What's the title of it?
So it's called Never Dull, and it's the story about my mom and dad who were never dull.
Yes.
And my grandfather, John Roddy, who came from Ireland with $18 in his pocket and became a millionaire when he was 40.
That is amazing. What a story there you could tell. Oh my goodness.
And then my uncle Jack Roddy, who became a world champion. My grandpa could afford to help my Uncle Jack.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And poor Jack didn't hardly have any money. And grandpa did not want him to be a cowboy. That made Jack who he was. And that trickled down the same thing for me, that I had grit and determination to be a female pilot.
That is amazing. I love it. What a story, though. I love that you have so much to tell there. And your mom, she was such a passionate. You're just telling me stuff over there that, oh my gosh, that was amazing. I wish I could have met her. She sounds so wonderful. So how many books have you wrote?
So I wrote this book, and I have another book coming out, Grounded. Which so you said I was a Delta pilot. I was up until 2021. I'm on medical leave right now. So grounded has two meanings. One is an airplane or a pilot can't fly, they're grounded. Another is, you know what's important.
All right. So tell me about the first chapter of your book.
So it starts out with my mom was 19 years old and wore her, Jack Sparrow was the first person to use the term shiny heinies. And she had sparkly outfits on. And so she was at Cow Palace barrel racing on her horse Shango. After they competed and she was in the barrel race, they went to the log cabin bar right down the street from the Cow Palace. And Mom put her horse away, took her cowboy hat, brushed her long, beautiful ponytail, and went in. She was only 19 years old, but looked exactly like her sister Nancy and had Nancy's ID. Elbowed her way into the bar, wanted to order a drink, and John W. Jones, Sr., grabbed a hold of her ponytail and said, "Whoa, little filly, what are you doing?" She gave him some sass. All good cowboys have a pocket knife clipped in there. Yeah, of course. He whips out the pocket knife, cuts her ponytail off, and hands it to her. And she goes, "Oh, am I in Candy Camera?" She goes to the bathroom. I think Pat Flanagan was with her. Goes in, looks at mom's hair, comes back out, and she says to the bartender, I need a knife. And somebody says, is she planning a murder or a suicide? And no, I just need to cut her hair. And mom comes out looking cuter than before.
Oh gosh.
And says to Jones, Jones is buying the entire bar a round of drinks. And we have told that story multiple times after. And I said, Mom, weren't you mortified? She goes, what was I going to do? The hair was gone. There's nothing I can do. Party on. And that attitude served her so well for the whole rest of her life. That's what this book is about, the life lessons that we've learned, that bad things happen and just keep going.
Yeah. I love that. Mom was talking to me earlier how she looks up to your mom because she looked at life from a different perspective. Like when something, like you just said, when something goes wrong, you just keep going. Like you can't do nothing about it.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. This story is also about my dad. He went on the Ranchos Visitores ride.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is in Santa Ynez, California. Jack Roddy, my uncle, everybody knows that he loves sweets. Well, somebody put X-Lax in his cookies.
Oh no.
And Jack was inhaling these cookies, and later that night there was trails to the outhouse, and Jack Roddy said, oh, I'm going to get those son of a guns back. Well, my dad, being a veterinarian, had tranquilizer in his veterinary clinic, his vet truck, tranquilized some pigs who they were going to use for the pig scramble, put the pigs in the guy with the X-Lax who baked the cookies, put him in his brand new Cadillac Escalade.
Oh my goodness.
All over the car.
That is great. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And she got right back at him.
And because everybody at the RVs is incredibly competitive and some people don't ride. Well, one guy, they had a chili contest and he was so proud. He knew he was going to win the chili cook-off and had a big pot of his chili. Well, my dad got the saline solution, the bag that you IV drip. He wires it up, puts it between his shoulder blades, and wires the tube down and around to his little zipper, and gets my uncle Jack Roddy to push on the saline bag.
Oh my gosh.
And when he walks up to the pot of chili, he goes, this is what I think you're effing chili. And it looks like he's peeing in the chili, but it was only saline.
My goodness. That is great. If you can pick any story out of this book that's one of your favorites, what would that be?
Well, the story that everybody loves, the very favorite, is my mom was probably 35 or 40 years old. My parents had a house on the hill. My dad's veterinary clinic is right below. And my mom, who loved to be a fashionista and look good, kind of like your mom.
Oh gosh, yes.
She wanted to condition her hair, so she put mayonnaise on her hair and eggs and wrapped it in saran wrap. Well, they also had a inversion bar, which is like a chin-up bar that you put it in your door jamb. And she put little boots on her ankles with hooks, and you would sling up there like a little gymnast and hang upside down. Well, she's hanging upside down, and after 15 minutes goes to sit up, her back goes out. And she's like, oh, I can't move. I can't move. And so she looks down the hill, and there's my dad's clinic. And she thinks, I have got to get him. She sees the phone, and this is long ago when they had a cord, and she sees the phone. She's like, swinging, swinging, swinging. She gets all the phone. Even though she's in distress, she's still polite. She goes, hello, this is Mrs. Sharp. Is Nolan there? No, he's out on a call. Oh, okay, we'll send him up the moment he gets in. So now she's laying there, or upside down, thinking, the kids are going to come home. Oh, and I didn't mention she was naked.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh.
She didn't want to get her, she thought, I want to multitask, and I
can only picture right now. She's naked, hanging upside down this bar, hair wrapped up in mayonnaise. Oh, my gosh.
And so now she's thinking, the kids are going to come home and see I'm going to die up here. So she swings back to the phone. She goes, where the hell is Nolan? The secretary panics and says, "Oh my gosh!" She goes, "Send someone up here immediately." The secretary looks, and the UPS man was coming to deliver packages to my dad's office, and she goes, "Can you go up and help Mrs. Sharp?" So he goes up this hill and opens the door. "Mrs. Sharp?" She goes, "I'm in here." He comes in and sees her naked body and says, "Are you guys into S&M?" "No, my back went out. I can't get up." He walks up to her and she goes, "Just get me off here." He goes, "You just can't make this shit up." And she goes, "I know. I hear that all the time."
I love it. That is great. Could you imagine being that UPS guy?
Yeah.
He probably tells this story till this day.
Yes, he does.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that is amazing.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. There's probably so many other stories like that in this book. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's definitely a laugh, and a laugh out loud, but also the wonderful lessons that we've learned.
Okay, so as I was looking through this book, I saw that there is a QR code, and those QR codes lead to what photos?
Right. So this is black and white, but if you use your smartphone and the QR code, you can see the color photos. It's on Amazon, and you can get the audiobook on Amazon or Audible.
Yes, the audiobook, and the audiobook has some of the voices, right? Of
right.
Oh my gosh, how cool.
And so we have the actual voices of Jack Sparrow, Jack Roddy, Pat Pirelli, Chris Cox is in there.
Oh,
he's
my
not
goodness.
speaking. Carla Harrison is
gosh.
Oh, that's a cute story too.
Oh goodness. Well, anyways, it's been a great interview. That's so much cool stuff. I hope everyone out here just goes and reads your book. That it's so many cool stories that you have in that book. So I love it. Congratulations with your books and your upcoming book. That's amazing. Never Duel, written by Heather Sharp. Amazing, short, funny stories. Go listen to the audiobook on Amazon.
I actually don't remember a time in my life that your family was not a part of our family. And we would spend vacations together, Thanksgivings, Christmases, whatever. It was wonderful. But here is my mom, who I like to think my mom was a very classy lady, but here comes Marion into our life, and she has fake boobs and fake eyelashes and fake nails, and I thought I was definitely born into the wrong family. I wanted to be Marion all my life. Heather tells a story where her mom and dad have decided they're going to get her the perfect senior gift, and Heather wants to be a pilot, right? And so Heather's like, "Oh, thank goodness, Mom is going to get me pilot's license for my senior gift." And Marion goes to Heather and says, "Your dad and I have decided for your senior gift, we're going to get your boobies." Heather says, "Boobies? I want to be a pilot, not boobies." And to which Marion responds, No, boobies will get you farther." Without a doubt, your mom was everything I have always aspired to be. Hence the fake eyelashes, the hidden fake boobies, and the fake nails.